Okay children, so now in this video we are going to solve activity sheet number 28-29 from day 20th and 29th. Day 20th is dealing with area geometry, unit is circle, subunit is relationship between circumference and diameter. So in concept corner we have given one diagram and we have to identify the parts in the circle alongside and write their names in the table. So let us observe this diagram and let us write their names. First we have to write the name of center. We all know center is this point. So point O is the center here. You can write here point O. Point O is center. Now we all know radii. Radius is the distance from center till circle. So which are the radius? Segment OB is radius, segment OE is radius, segment OA is radius, segment OC is radius. Okay, let me erase it so I can show you once again very clearly. Segment OB is radius, segment OE is radius, segment OA is radius, and then segment OC is radius. That means what? The distance from the center till the circle. Distance from the center till the circle. Distance from the center till circle. So in this way these are the radii. Which are the diameters? Diameters are the chords or the segments which joins two points on the circle and they passes through the center of the circle. Diameters passes through the center of the circle. Always keep this in mind. So only one diameter we can see in this diagram. Segment AC is the diameter which is passing through the center of the circle and which is joining these 2 points on the circle. And now let us see which are the chords. Chords are the segments which join 2 points on the circle, but it is not necessary that they should be the diameters. So FG is also a chord because it is joining 2 points on the circle. DE is also a chord. So let us write all these names now. First we have to write the name of center of the circle. So center of the circle is point O, correct. Then radii are, we have seen segment OB, segment OC, segment OA, segment OE, and yes, only 4 segments are there which are the radii of the circle. Okay, now diameters, we can see only one diameter. See children, every time you have to write segment. Here I am not written in radii because I don't have that much space. You have to write in your notebook very nicely. So the diameter is seg or segment AC is the diameter, and chords are, which 2 chords we have seen here? Seg FG and seg DE are 2 chords. You can write diameter AC also as a chord because diameter AC is also one of the chords of the circle. It is the longest chord of the circle. So in this way you have to write this table from concept corner in your notebook. Now let us see next what is given. Let us read is circumference of a circle. Fix one end of a thread with nail and tie a pencil to other end to rotate it in a circular way. The waveform is nothing but the circumference of the circle. If you fix a nail with thread and tie pencil, here it is fixed, the nail is fixed, we can see here, At the center the nail is fixed over here and thread is tied, and here the pencil is tied on the other end, and when we rotate it in the circular way, this circular path or circular edge is nothing but the circumference of the circle. This circular path is circumference of the circle. Always keep this in mind. So next there is a table. Raju measure the circumference and diameter of the object below and enter the table. You try to find the ratio of circumference and its diameter. So he has measured the circumference of watch, which he got 45 centimeter. He has measured the diameter of the watch, which he has got 14 centimeter, and ratio of circumference upon diameter 44 upon 14, answer he has got 3.14. Same way you have to do here. 23.5 is the circumference of bangle upon diameter of the bangle is 7.5. The answer will be approximately 3.14 again. Okay, so in this way, whenever we divide circumference by diameter, answer will be approximately 3.14 every time. Okay, so what does it means? It means that the ratio of circumference of any circle to its diameter is approximately 3.14. The ratio of circumference of any circle to its diameter is remain constant, and this constant is represented by Greek letter pi. Okay, this letter is called pi. We all know pi. Okay, and pi means what? Circumference upon diameter. Its value is 3.14 or 22 upon 7 approximately. So what we know from this explanation? We know that the circumference upon diameter is equal to pi. It is the value of pi. That means what? Circumference is equal to pi d. Or but we all know the diameter is 2 into r. Diameter is always double the radius or twice the radius, and that's why circumference can be expressed in this formula also. C is equal to 2 pi r. When diameter is known, you can find out circumference by using this first formula. C is equal to pi d, and when radius is known, we can use this second formula. C is equal to 2 pi r to find out the circumference of the circle. Now what is there in the practice corner? Next, let us see. There is a table which we have to complete. So this we are going to do in our notebook. First question is complete the chart or complete the table, and in second question we have given word problem and we have to fill in the boxes. So let us do this question in our notebook. So this is activity sheet number 28 in my notebook. Area is geometry, unit is circle, subunit is relationship between circumference and diameter. So in practice corner we have to complete the table which is given below. So let us complete it. In the first column radius is given, in the second column diameter is given, in the third column circumference is given. So we all know the formulae of circumference, radius, diameter, each formula we all know. So formula for diameter is always equal to 2 into r. 2 multiplied by r. Diameter is double the radius. Formula for circumference is either we can apply pi d or circumference is equal to 2 pi r, and pi value is 22 upon 7. If you remember these 3-4 important points, you will be able to solve this chart or you will be able to complete this table. So first radius 14 centimeter is given and we have to find the diameter. We all know diameter is double the radius. So if radius is 14, it's double, it's 2 times 14 twos are. What will be the diameter? 14 twos are 28 centimeter. Okay, so this, at least this answer you can write immediately, directly. You don't have to do any method. Directly, orally, if you know the table of 14, you can write the answer. 14 2s are 28, and that's why diameter is 28. Now we have to find circumference. Circumference we can find either by applying this formula or this formula. Any one formula we can apply. So let us apply this second formula. C is equal to pi d. Circumference is equal to pi multiplied by d. Pi value we all know, it is 22 upon 7, and d just now we have got 28. Now we can cancel this 28 by 7. 7 ones are 7. 7 4s are 28. So this 7 in the denominator is cancelled. What is remaining? 22 into 4. So 4 2s are 8. 4 2s are 8. So circumference is, what is the circumference? It is 88 centimeter. If you apply this second formula also, you will get same answer. Let us see, if I apply second formula, what will be my answer? Second formula is C is equal to 2 pi r. So 2 into pi value is 22 upon 7 into r value is 28. Again we can cancel this 28 by 7. 7 ones are 7. 7 4s are, sorry, not 28. The radius is, sorry, we have to put the value of radius now, because in this formula 2 pi r is there. So 2c is equal to 2 into 22 upon 7 into r value is 14. Now we can cancel this 14 by 7. 7 ones are 7. 7 2s are 14. So 7 from the denominator is cancelled. What is remaining? 2 into 22 into 2. What is the answer? 2 2s are 4. 22 4s are 88 centimeter. So either you apply this formula or this formula, answer will be same in the end. So circumference is 88 centimeter. Okay. Now let us go on the next row. Here the diameter is given. We have to find out radius and circumference. So for circumference we can apply the formula of C is equal to pi d. Okay. And for radius, what should be done? As diameter is double the radius, that means radius will be half of the diameter. If diameter, here I am writing, if diameter is 2 times radius, then radius will be half of the diameter. Okay, always keep this in mind. If diameter, I am writing small d. If diameter is 2 into r, then r will be 1 upon 2 into diameter. So diameter is 42. It's half. What will be half of 42? I will be showing you. Here, half of 42 means what? 42 divided by 2. 2 2s are 4. 2 1s are 2. That means the radius is 21 centimeter. Okay. And what is the circumference? For circumference, we can apply any one of the formula. I can apply C is equal to pi d. Okay, pi value is 22 upon 7, d value is 42. Now you can cancel 42 by 7. 7 6 are 42. So we are getting 22 into 6. Multiply 22 6. What is 22 6? 132. So answer is 132 centimeter. Okay. Now let us come on the last column. In first column, radius was given. From radius, we had to find out diameter and circumference. In the second column, diameter was given. We had to find radius and circumference. Now the circumference is given, and from circumference we have to find radius and diameter. So from circumference, when we want to find the radius, we will be applying same formula. C is equal to 2 pi r. Okay, same formula of circumference we will be applying. Now circumference is known, so this 44 we will write down below circumference. 2 multiply by pi value is 22 upon 7, and radius we don't know, so radius r write as it is. Okay, now what I will do, I will write all these numbers and variables on the left hand side. 2 into 22 upon 7 into r, and I will write 44 on the right hand side. I have written all numbers from left to right and all numbers from right to left. So full side is exchange. Full side is exchange, so we don't require to change the operation in them. If multiplication is there, keep multiplication as it is. If division is there, keep division as it is. When we transfer one number at a time, that time we have to change the operation. Otherwise, you don't require to change the operation if you are interchanging full side from left to right and right to left. Now we will be transferring one number at a time. So I will be writing 22 upon 7 into r is equal to 44. Now I am transferring this 2. This 2 is multiplied by, so when I transfer it becomes divide by 2. Correct? 2 is multiplied by, when I transfer it becomes divide by. Now again, r as it is I am writing, this 44 upon 2 as it is I am writing. Now I am transferring this 22 upon 7. This is a fraction. When I transfer from left to right, it will be written as reciprocal. What is the reciprocal of 22 upon 7? It is 7 upon 22. Correct? And now we can do the cancellation here. All the numbers are transferred on left hand side. Only r is remaining on the, sorry, all the numbers are transferred on right hand side. Only variable is remaining on the left hand side. So numbers are transferred. We can do the operations between them. Now in multiplication, we can cancel numerator with denominator, denominator with numerator. If it is possible, we will have to cancel. So here we can see it is possible. 22 ones are 22, 22 twos are 44. So what we are getting? 2 upon 2 multiplied by 7 upon 1. Now 2 upon 2 again cancel. What is remaining? 7 upon 1. So 7 upon 1 means 7. So in this way we have got r value as 7. So this r value 7 we write here 7 centimeter. Now as we have got r value, from r value we can get diameter also, because we all know diameter is double the radius. So 7 twos are 14 centimeter is the diameter. So in this way you can complete this table by using formula very carefully. Now question number 2. The radius of wheel of school bus is 0.7 meter. Picnic point for student at a distance of 4.4 kilometer away from the school. How many rotations will a wheel complete while traveling this distance? Same sum is there in 7th standard. All these sums are there in the 7th standard. You already have solved in 7th standard. So let us see how to solve this sum. So see there what is in the solution. Very carefully we have to write the answers, fill in the boxes. Radius of the wheel of the bus is 0.7 meter. It is in meter, okay. So diameter of the wheel D will be equal to 2 multiplied by what? We all know diameter is always twice the radius. That means 2 multiplied by radius. Radius is how much? 0.7 meter. Okay. So diameter will be 2 multiplied by 0.7. This we have to do in the rough. 0.7 into 2. We all know 7 twos are 14. Okay. But in 0.7 there is decimal point. In 2 there is no decimal point. Here after decimal point 1 digit is there. That means in answer also there should be 1 digit after decimal point on the right hand side. Okay. So after decimal point there should be 1 digit on the right hand side. So answer should be 1.4. 1.4 meter is the diameter of the wheel. Now after getting diameter, what we can find out? Circumference. Circumference formula is pi d. Pi multiplied by diameter. So circumference is equal to, pi value is 22 upon 7 and diameter just now we have got 1.4. Okay. Now this 1.4 can be cancelled by 7. 1.4 can be cancelled by 7 upon 7. Okay. Now here in 1.4 decimal point is there. In 7 no decimal point is there. So you cannot directly write 7 ones are 7 and 7 twos are 14. Because this after point 1 digit is there. So in answer should also answer should also contain a decimal point, and there should be one digit after decimal point. Now see children, this 1 is smaller than 7, so we have to put 0 first. 7 zeros are 0, and then we can put decimal point. So answer will be 0.2. 7 2s are 14. So in this way, here we have to cancel. 7 1s are 7 and 7 2s are, so here we get 0.2. This you do not write in fair work. Okay, in fair work only write this 1.4. Don't show this cancellation. Here we have to write direct answer. 22 multiplied by 0.2. What is 22 2s are 44? We all know. In 22 there is no decimal point, but in 0.2 there is decimal point. So in answer also there should be decimal point, and after decimal point there should be one digit on the right hand side. So I have to put decimal point here. So answer is 4.4 meter. Here what should I write? 22 into 1.4. Okay. Now, sorry, 22 into 0.2. After cancellation what we get here? 0.2. And 22 into 0.2 we got 4.4. So here I have to write 0.2. Because after cancellation I got 0.2 here. 7 1s are 7 and 7 2s are 1.4. So here it is, I have got 0.2. 0.2. So 22 into 0.2, answer is 4.4 meter. Now what is next? When the wheel completes one rotation, it crosses a distance of 4.4 meter. From this what we can say that when wheel completes one rotation, that means it crosses the distance of 4.4 meter. So one rotation means what? One circumference of the wheel. One circumference of the wheel means one rotation. Now distance is equal to 4.4 into 1000. Why 4.4 into 1000? Because distance is given in kilometer, 4.4 kilometer, and the circumference of wheel we have got in meter. So kilometer should be converted in meter. For solving any type of question, the unit should be same. So for getting same unit, this 4.4 kilometer should be converted into meter. So 4.4 multiplied by 1000, what you all will be getting? Here I will show again in rough. 4.4 multiplied by 1000. What we all get? 4 and then 3 zeros. But in 4.4 after 0.1 digit is there. So in answer also there should be, after decimal point there should be one digit. So after decimal point on the right hand side there is one digit, 10. After decimal point, if 10 is there or any number of zeros are there, it doesn't have any value. After decimal point on the right hand side, if 0 is there, it doesn't have any value. So answer is 4400 only. We will not write this decimal point as well as this 0. 4400 meter. Okay. Now total number of rotations we have to find out. So distance upon circumference. Distance, how much we got? 4400, and circumference we have got 4.4 meter. It is already given. So here answer should, you have to check this answer because answer is given here. Now 4400 upon 4.4. How will you solve this 4 point? See, in one number point is there, decimal point is there. In the other number no decimal point. So how will we divide it? Let me show you. So 4400 upon 4.4. In this number decimal point is there. After decimal point one digit is there. So what we have to do? Here you can multiply by 10 and here also we can multiply by 10. 4400 multiply by 10 and 4.40 multiply by 10. Both numbers can be multiplied by 10. So that here in the numerator we get 44,000 and in denominator we get only 44. How we get only 44? Because 4.4 multiplied by 10. What will be the answer? 440. In 4.4 after point one digit is there. So in answer also there should be after point one digit. And after point 0 is there. So answer is 44. or directly you can write 4400 upon 4.4 as you can remove this decimal point, write only 44, and in the numerator you can add 10. Why 10? Because in denominator after decimal point only one digit is there. So when we remove the decimal point from the denominator, we will have to add 10 in the numerator. So let us cancel now. 44 ones are 44, 44 ones are 44, and these 3 zeros. 44 zeros are 0, 44 zeros are 0, 44 zeros are 0. So answer is 1000. So this 1000 answer I have to write here, and here our wheel completes 1000 rotation to cover the distance of 4.4 kilometer. In this way you can fill in the blanks. So in the same video we are going to continue with day 29. It is dealing with same area geometry. Unit is circle and subunit is arc of the circle. Now in concept corner, first concept is arc of the circle. So what is arc of the circle? Here the plastic bangle is shown alongside, and suppose it breaks at point P and Q. So then each of the pieces is called arc of the circle. We all know this bangle is in circular shape. This is the bangle which is in the circular shape, and then it is broken due to certain reason at point P and Q. From this point it is broken. We can see here from point P and Q it is broken, and it is divided into two parts. So major part, the bigger part is known as major arc, and the smaller part is known as minor arc. So arcs are nothing but the parts of the circle. So here we can see the minor arc is AXB, arc AXB. Can you see here? Arc AXB is smaller arc, and that's why it is called minor arc. In place of P and Q, if I write A and B, here A and here B, then this arc is known as arc AXB, and this arc will be known as arc AYB. Arc AYB is bigger, and that's why it is known as major arc. Arc AXB is smaller, and that's why it is known as minor arc. So major arc is bigger than semicircular. Semicircular means half circle, and minor arc is smaller than semicircular arc. That means minor arc is smaller than half circle. Now let us see what is next. Now I know what you know from this example. If the circle is divided into two parts, the smaller part is called minor arc and the bigger part is called major arc. Also, two equal arcs of same circle are called semicircular arcs. Two equal, that means half circle. Two half circles are known as semicircular arcs. Now next concept is central angle and measure of an arc. In the figure alongside, O is the vertex of the angle AOB. Can you see here? This O is the vertex of angle AOB. Here angle AOB we can see, and then such type of angle where the vertex is center of the circle. We can see point O is center of the circle also, and it is vertex of the angle AOB also. So such type of angle is called central angle. AOB is the central angle in the figure alongside, and its corresponding arc is arc AZB. This arc is corresponding arc of this angle AOB. So angle AOB is central angle and its corresponding arc is arc AZB. That's why corresponding angle and corresponding arc, or central angle and its corresponding arc, are always equal in measure. So measure of arc AZB is equal to measure of angle AOB. Okay, central angle and its corresponding arc are always equal in measure. So measure of angle AOB is equal to arc AZB. Now let us see how to find measure of minor arc. See, in the figure alongside, measure of angle AOB is shown 80 degree. Here it is, we can see angle AOB is equal to 80 degree. So minor arc AZB will also be 80 degree. This arc will also measures 80 degree. Why? Because arc AZB is corresponding arc of angle AOB, and angle AOB is central angle, so its corresponding arc will be equal to this central angle. Now let us go on next concept, the measure of major arc. How to find measure of major arc? So for finding measure of major arc, we have to use this formula. Measure means measurement, okay, and this measure MAJOR, measure means bigger. So first measure means measurement and second measure means bigger. So measure of bigger arc or measure of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc. Minor arc means smaller arc. So this formula we have to apply to find the measure of major arc. So here we have got measure of minor arc 80 degree. We have given in this example. We can see here the measure of minor arc is 80 degree. So from this minor arc, just now we have got AZB is equal to 80 degree. So from this AZB, we can find out the measure of this bigger arc. Okay. So how to find? We can apply this formula, 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc. Why 360 degree minus? Because the measure of complete circle is 360 degree. So from this complete circle, we have to subtract the measure of smaller arc. So 360 degree minus 80 degree, answer is 280 degree. Okay. Now let us see the next concept, measure of a circle. When the radius of circle turns anti-clockwise as shown in the figure alongside, through complete angle, it turns to an angle of 360 degree. Okay. So the angle subtended at the center by the circle is 360 degree, and that's why measure of complete circle is 360 degree. Always keep this in mind. Complete circle measures 360 degree. Now if complete circle measures 360 degree, what will be the measure of semicircular arc or semicircle? See here, the diameter gives rise to two semicircular arc. We can see here a diameter is drawn, and due to this diameter, this circle is divided into two equal circles, two equal half circles. Okay, so these two equal half circles are known as semicircle, and due to diameter, circle is divided into two equal parts. So diameter gives rise to two semicircular arcs of a circle. The measure of the complete circle is 360 degree, and therefore measure of semicircular arc is 180 degree. Okay, so you have to remember this, measure of each semicircular arc is 180 degree. So what we have learned from these concepts? We have learned that the measure of minor arc is equal to its corresponding central angle. The measure of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of corresponding minor arc, and measure of semicircular arc is equal to 180 degree. So these three important points we have to keep in mind for solving the sums based on circle. So let us solve this practice corner in our notebook. Okay. First sum, second there is a table which we have to complete, and there is third question. So three questions we will have to solve in our notebook. So let us solve. So this is our activity sheet number 29. Area is geometry, unit is circle, subunit is arc of the circle. In practice corner we have to solve this question. In the circle with center O, we can see center O is there in the circle. Sec PQ is diameter. This sec PQ is diameter because PQ is the segment joining 2 points on the circle, and it passes through the center of the circle, and that's why it is a diameter. Sec SR is the chord. This SR is the chord. Okay. We have to name the minor arc, major arc and semicircular arcs of that circle. So let us write. We all know minor arc means smaller arc which are
smaller than semicircle. Major arcs means what? Bigger arcs which are greater than semicircle or bigger than semicircle, and semicircular arcs are the arcs which are divided due to diameter into two equal parts. So let us first write minor arcs. Minor arcs. So let us observe the figure carefully. Arcs means we all know parts of the circle. So PS is one part. So this PS is smaller than semicircle. Semicircular arc is this PSQ. So PS is smaller than semicircular arc. So our PS can be written as minor arc. So I write arc PS. Now if I see this arc SX is also minor arc. I can write arc SQ which is also minor arc. As many arc you can see minor or smaller arc, you can write that many names. So I will be writing arc SQ. You can write arc SX, arc XQ. Okay, I will be writing arc SQ directly. Then arc QR. Then arc RZ, this small arc RZ, arc ZP or PZ, one and the same thing. End points you can write PZ also or ZP also. So arc ZP. I did not write this SX, so I can write arc SX also. And then I can write arc XQ also. So in this way you can write name of the minor arcs. Now let us write names of the major arc. Major arcs. So which are the major arcs? Major arcs means bigger than semicircle. So PSQ is the semicircle. From P to Q is the semicircle. And if you increase till R, it will be bigger than semicircle. PSQR. So but we don't use 4 letters to write the name of arc. We use only 3 letters. So you can write PQR. So arc PQR, from upward direction to the downward direction. If I start from down to up, so PRQ is semicircular arc and PRQ till S will be the bigger arc. That means major arcs. From P, Z, R, Q, X, S. So P and S are the end points and it goes like this. So this is major arc. We have to use any 3 letters. That means end letters should be same. In between these middle letters can be any letter. So I write arc PQS. PQS. Then few more arcs if you want you can write. I can write arc PQX also. I can write arc SRP or SQP, like that. That means you can write name of any arc. I can start from X, then X, S, P, R, like this. So you select 2 endpoints X and R and then write any one middle point so that it will be the major arc. So as many arcs as you all can see, you can write their names. I have written 4 names. Arc PQR, arc PQS, arc PQX, arc XPR, in this way. Now we have to write semicircular arc. There are 2 semicircular arcs, upper semicircle and lower semicircle. So let us write semicircular arcs. Okay, so what is upper semicircle? Can you see here? PSQ is the upper semicircle. That means arc PSQ. and the lower semicircle arc PRQ. Arc PRQ. We all know due to diameter the circle is divided into two equal parts and they are semicircles. So in this way you can write the names of minor arcs, major arcs and semicircular arcs. Okay. Now let us come on next question. Next question is, in the following table, measure of central angle and measure of corresponding minor arc, measure of corresponding major arc are also given. We have to complete the table. So first there is measure of central angle, measure of minor arc and measure of major arc we have to write. So measure of minor arc is given, and from measure of minor arc can we write measure of central angle? Yes, we can write measure of central angle, because we all know the property measure of central angle is equal to measure of its corresponding minor arc. We have learned this property in 7th standard also, and now in this bridge course also I have explained you this property. Measure of central angle is equal to measure of corresponding minor arc. So if minor arc measures 130 degree, central angle will also measure 130 degree. So these two columns will be equal. So here I will have to write 130 degree. So central angle is 130 degree, minor arc is 130 degree. How to find major arc? Major arc we can get when we subtract measure of minor arc from 360, because 360 is complete circle. Okay, this complete circle is 360, and from this complete circle if you subtract minor arc, you will get the measure of major arc. Measure of bigger arc we can get when we subtract from 360. So subtract 130 from 360. What is the answer? 360 minus 130, it will be 360 means 0 minus 0 is 0, 6 minus 3 is 3 and 3 minus 1 is 2. So 360 minus 130, answer is 230 degree. In this way you can get the answer. Okay. So for this, which formula we have used? We have used the formula of, I will be writing the formula here. Measure of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of minor arc, or vice versa also we can write measure of minor arc is equal to 360 minus measure of major arc. Okay, so we have subtracted this 130 from 360, we have got answer 230. Now let us see this second. In second we have given measure of major arc, which is 320. So measure of major arc is 320. Minor arc we have to find out. That means what we have to do again? Again we have to subtract this 320 minus 360. So 320 minus 360 minus 320. We have to subtract smaller number from bigger. 360 degree minus 320. What will be the answer? 40 degree. So minor arc is 40 degree. Minor arc is 40 degree means its corresponding central angle will also be 40 degree. Okay. Now measure of central angle is 50 in third sum. If central angle is 50, what will be the measure of its corresponding minor arc? It will also be 50 degree. If it is 50 degree, what will be the measure of major arc? We have to subtract 50 from 360. What will be the answer? 310. 360 minus 50, answer is 310. In this way orally you can fill the blanks from this table. Now let us go on the next sum, which I have written on the next page. Okay, I hope you have understood this table. Now we will go on the next page for next question. Now what is the question? In the circle with center O, if the measure of central angle, can you see measure of central angle AOB is 60 degree, find the measure of corresponding minor arc and that of measure arc. We have to find measure of this corresponding minor arc from this central angle, and then we have to find measure of this major arc. Okay, so let us find out. Solution. Measure I will say measure, okay, I will not say major. Measure of central angle AOB is equal to 60 degree. Okay, this is 60 degree given. We all know central angle and its corresponding minor arc are always equal. So here I will be writing measure of central angle is equal to measure of corresponding minor arc. Okay, so central angle is angle AOB. Measure angle AOB is equal to measure of arc, which is the smaller arc. Minor arc is arc AZB. Name is AZB. So AOB is 60 degree, that means AZB is also 60 degree. Therefore, measure of arc AZB. In this way, we have to write measure of arc AZB is equal to 60 degree. So measure of minor arc we have got. From minor arc we can get major arc. How? By applying the formula. So let us apply formula. The measure of major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of minor arc. Okay, so in this way we have to write the formula first. Now let us write the names. What is the name of major arc? It is arc, just see here, it is arc AXB is the bigger arc. Bigger means major arc. So I write here measure of arc AXB. Okay, AXB is major arc is equal to 360 degree minus measure of, which is minor arc or which is the smaller arc, AZB is the smaller arc. So arc AZB. So it is equal to 360 degree minus, how much is AZB? We have got 60 degree. So 360 minus 60 is 300 degree. Okay, and therefore measure of arc AXB is equal to 300 degree. In this way you can find out measure of minor arc and measure of major arc. You have to memorize this formula for finding the values. So in this way we have completed our activity sheet number 29 in this video. 28 and 29 together we have completed in this video. Next sheets we will solve in our next video. Thank you for watching my video.